Today on the show, we're going to talk about Beast Boy. If you didn't know that he's used the name Changeling as well as Beast Boy, and that his powers are actually the side effect of a serum that was used on him as a child, then this show is for you. Beast Boy would first appear in Doom Patrol number 99 in 1965. This actually makes him the second oldest character in terms of publication to appear in the main team of the Teen Titans TV show. So Beast Boy, or as he was known to his parents, Garfield Logan, would catch this deadly illness as a child, and his parents would use this untested serum on him to cure him, and it worked, but there was a major side effect. It turned his skin green and his hair dark green, and he could turn into any animal of his choice. Soon after this, his parents would die in a boating accident, and he feels really guilty about this even to this day. Like, he thinks that he could have stopped that if he was about. What I find interesting here is that both him and Dick Grayson lost their parents at a very young age, and both of them feel like they could have done something to stop it. Garfield is put into the care of Nicholas Galtrey, and he calls Garfield Craig. Nicholas runs an embezzlement operation at the estate that Garfield is supposed to inherit when he turns of age, but he realizes that when Garfield does eventually inherit the estate, his whole operation will be exposed to the world and he'll be sent to prison. As a way of counteracting this, Nicholas hires a number of villains to come and kill Garfield, and fortunately, our Beast Boy is saved by the Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol members Rita and Steve Dayton would adopt Garfield, and Garfield would start fighting along the Doom Patrol with the name Beast Boy. He would put on a Doom Patrol uniform, but he would cover up every bit of his skin to conceal his identity. Later on, Garfield would become an actor, and he would star as an alien in the TV show Space Trek 2020. The show was very quickly cancelled due to lawsuits from Star Trek and Space in 1999. During the show's run, Beast Boy would join the Titans West, and later on he would also join the new Teen Titans when they were brought together by Raven. Also, somewhere along the line, Beast Boy stopped using the name Beast Boy and started using the name Changeling. He did this because a Doom Patrol enemy made fun of the name Beast Boy so much that it just ruined it for the young Garfield. As for his relationships with the other Titans, he'd be friends with pretty much everyone, although he'd have an on-off relationship with Raven, and he'd be best friends with Cyborg. A key part of Garfield's personality was that he made a lot of jokes and a lot of wisecracks, when in reality these were how he covered up his pain. I mean, we've already covered that he's had a pretty crappy life so far, but it doesn't stop there. He would actually fall in love with a girl named Terra, who had the ability to control the Earth, but it turns out she was actually working for Deathstroke, who in turn was one of the Hive's contractors. Anyway, this whole mess of things would happen, and she'd kill herself by bringing down the Hive stronghold on herself in an attempt to kill the Titans and Deathstroke. Eventually, Garfield decides that he's had enough of being a hero and he wants to go back to being an actor. So he moves out to LA with his cousin Matt, who was a screenwriter. Soon after moving to LA, Beast Boy is framed for a number of murders, and this turns out to all be due to Gemini, the daughter of Madame Rouge, who was a foe of the Doom Patrol. Turns out she totally blames Garfield for her mother's death, and she's actually captured Garfield's friends and former Space Trek 2020 co-stars. Fortunately, Garfield is able to save them with the help of Bet Kane, also known as Flamebird. At this point, Garfield had a bit of a celebrity status, and he stopped using the name Changeling once again and started going by Beast Boy. And he did a bit of soul searching and decided that ultimately being a superhero was the life for him. He would go on a number of adventures around the world, which would include going to Japan and being possessed by a Tengu, before eventually rejoining the main Teen Titans team. After Donna Troy's death and the Titans and Young Justice would split up, Starfire, Cyborg and Beast Boy would reform the Teen Titans and become mentors to the old Young Justice members.
It's super effective!
In Infinite Crisis, Beast Boy starts coming into his own as a possible leader when he forms a group of past and present Teen Titans to attack Superboy Prime. The attack fails because Superboy Prime. In this fight, Risk would actually lose an arm, and a number of teammates would actually be killed. In 52, Beast Boy would actually become the leader of the Teen Titans when Cyborg, Raven, Robin, and Starfire would all leave the group. Raven leaving wasn't too much of an issue because she'd eventually come back, but Beast Boy tried forming a new Teen Titans group, but these new members of Teen Titans were just more interested in fame and fortune as opposed to actually serving justice. Steel would ask the Teen Titans for help, and most of these fake heroes would leave, leaving just a team of Raven, Beast Boy, and Zachary Zatara. Fortunately, over the years, Beast Boy had made friends, and this resulted in Beast Boy, Raven, Aquagirl, and Offspring all leading a raid with Steel on LexCorp. Eventually, the Teen Titans would return to its once glorious state when Wonder Girl and Robin would rejoin the team. ItsSuperEffective! Now we're at 2008 in Titans Volume 2, Number 1, and Beast Boy would be attacked by Trigun and his room would begin to fill up with lava. Beast Boy would rejoin with a number of the Teen Titans, and they'd all begin to investigate demonic attacks that had happened on each of them individually. During the investigation, Raven and Beast Boy's emotions would be tampered with by the children of Trigun, and they'd feel undying rage against one another over a previous breakup, and they'd take part in full-out battle against one another. Fortunately, this is quickly broken up. Next, Raven's three half-brothers would use Raven and Beast Boy to open a portal to Trigun's realm. Fortunately, Raven uses her own emotion amplifying and manipulating powers to amplify the greed in her brothers, so they steal the little power that Trigun had left. And then the three brothers leave thinking that they've got ultimate godlike power, when actually they just gained next to nothing. Following these events, the Titans settle back down in the New York Titans Tower, and Raven and Beast Boy go on a not a date. It's here that Raven reveals to Beast Boy that she feels like she's falling back under her father's control, and Beast Boy initially rejects the idea of this ever happening, but then Raven's three half-brothers turn up, provoke her demonic side, and this causes her to totally give in to her father's control, and she once again becomes the avatar of Trigun. Beast Boy and the rest of the Titans are able to save Raven, but after this epic battle, Raven gives each of the Titans a magical item that would kill her on contact, and this was to be used in case she ever became the avatar of Trigun again. Raven would also turn down Beast Boy's request for them two to get back together as a couple. Although she really wanted to be his girlfriend, she feels like she can't for his safety. There wouldn't be any major revelations for Beast Boy for a little while. I mean, he'd take over leadership of the San Francisco Teen Titans, and he'd fight Terra in the Blackest Night event when she's been reanimated by Black Lanterns, but other than that, he's just kind of there. Skip forward to the final issue of this incarnation of the Titans, and Raven and Beast Boy have their famous talk. Raven says to Beast Boy that while she's scared of her inner darkness, she's even more scared of what romantic feelings drive her to do. Beast Boy tells her that he won't ever run away from her, and Raven says that she's going to embrace the positive with the negative from now on. And Beast Boy points out that that's what being human is about, and the two share a passionate kiss, and their love is made in stone once and for all. Until the New 52. It's super effective! So the New 52's Beast Boy is considerably more savage and red. He's been made red because his abilities come from the red, which is also the source of Animal Man's abilities. Up until recently, this Beast Boy hasn't actually been involved with the Teen Titans. He's actually been with a group called the Ravagers. Well, I don't want to get into too many details about him because I have a whole New 52 extravaganza episode planned. I will just give you the basics of where he starts in the New 52. So Beast Boy, Terra, and a whole bunch of teenage metahumans are captured from their families and put in this place called the Colony by a creature called the Harvest. Here, teenage metahumans would have to fight one another, be experimented on, and go through torture until only the strongest of teenage metahumans survived. Once they made it through all of this, they got the grand prize of being experimented on even more and serving nowhere. Rather than taking part in the fights, the Teen Titans and a number of other teenage metahumans decide to break out, and this leads to Terra, Beast Boy, Thunder and Lightning, and a new hero called Ridge forming the Ravagers. There'll be this kind of weird storyline involving Brother Blood, and then he would indeed go on to join the Teen Titans with this new incarnation of Raven that I'm not really a big fan of, though she's only really been around not for long, but I'm really not a fan of her. So I can't judge, but I judge every time I think about her. You've got the basics of this Beast Boy, and if you want to know more about him, definitely pick up the new 52 Teen Titans and also look up information about the Ravagers. I wouldn't say go buy it, I'd say look up information about it, because it's really not that good. I don't know, it's up to you, but all in all, I can say that Beast Boy is definitely one of the most fun characters that existed in New Earth, and I'd definitely like to see this new incarnation of Beast Boy somewhat mirror at least a tiny little bit of his previous incarnation. ItsSuperEffective! Okay guys, that is it for today. If you think I missed out anything major about Beast Boy, please let me know in the comments down below. Also don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. My name is Faust, this has been Exploring Comics, and it is super effective.